Okay, we got it. So today we will talk about setting the right budget, shared budget, tips, and beta. So first, setting the right budget. So before you open the campaign, make sure you know what is the goal of the campaign. So basically, we have two campaigns, awareness or performance. Awareness campaign, it will reach to a wider audience, and therefore it might spend more budget. When performance campaign, it will reach to a narrow audience in order to achieve the goal. Of course, we have also promotion on ongoing campaign. Ongoing campaign, the daily budget would be pretty stable. And the budget will be divided for the whole month, while the promotion campaign, the budget will be divided only for a few days. Here you have a graph on for ongoing activity and the cost of the last 3 days. This is a campaign that we pulled. As you can see here, the average is around $125. You can see here the peak, which is almost $250. We would like to tell you the best practice about ongoing activity is that you should increase budget no more than 20-30% of the max daily spend in the last 30 days. Why? Because you want to avoid unnecessary spend, and there might be keywords or search terms that are not relevant, and then the ROI can decrease. And also regarding bids, if the competitor is targeting specific keyword, so it might increase our average CPC, which can lead to a higher cost, and then the ROI will be lower as well. Of course, we're speaking about ongoing activity, so your the big budget, don't base it on the peak of promotion activity, which is not relevant in this case. And now let's speak about the share budget. So using share budget, we use it to allocate budget across multiple campaigns. So here you have a nice example. You have an individual budget. The total cost, we'd like to spend $1,000. So we have campaign A and campaign B. Both of them we divided to $500 each of them. And we can see that campaign A spent the entire amount, $500, but campaign B only spent $300. Okay, so we reached to $800, and we want to accomplish to $1,000. So that's why we have the share budget, and you can see here that we're mixing them together to $1,000. Campaign B will spend $300, and in this case we can campaign A would be able to increase the budget to $700, and I'm sure you will be happy to spend the initial budget that you planned. So pros about the share budget. First, save time. In the long run, Google will take care of the campaign's budget. Also, it gives more control to Google in how they allocate the budget, as you could see in the previous page. And regarding the cons, you have performance. The low-performing campaigns can use all the budget rather than the best-performing campaigns. So a partial solution for that can be a grouping. It segments the campaigns into different groups based on the budget and performance. Okay, so let's say we are going to add few campaigns into one group. The campaign will be, we're going to take the best campaigns and we're going to share them under one group. And we're going to take few campaigns that the performance was not so good, and we're going to add them as another group. So that can be a nice solution for that. Another cons is the loss of control, lack of control over individual campaign spending. So if you're like tight in your budget and you like to monitor and optimize all the time, so maybe a share budget won't be so good for you. So generally, our recommendation, as you can see, if possible, set individual budget for each campaign. This is like what we recommend. And now, basically, I would like to speak with you about the most important thing here, important tips that we have. I'm sure you're going to learn from it. We have lots of experience from those things. So first of all, search and display campaign. our recommendation is that you will use at least daily budget of $50. Why? Because if you spend less than that, so you might not get enough traffic or activity. So that's basically should be the minimum. Second thing will be a shopping campaign. The budget should be used according to the size of your product list. So of course, if you have one product, 100 or 1,000 products, of course, the budget will be different. Next, also a very important thing that we learned, the correlation between the CPA or ROAS goal to the budget should be at least 1 to 5. So for example, if the CPA is $100, then the daily budget should be around $500 or $600. Okay, that's another really good important tip for you. Next, take into consideration that Google sees your daily budget as average daily budget. Okay, it's very important to know. Therefore, it can exceed your budget up to 100%. More than your average daily budget. So let's give another example. Let's say that your daily budget is $100. So of course, Google can exceed it to $200 a day. But anyway, he won't spend more than $3,000. That you can understand it. It's the total amount of during the month. Another thing is the beta feature that Google already started to implement it. It's a total budget. And it's very important to note that it's not a daily budget. And for now, it's not recommended due to the limited time to optimize. Why? Because let's say that you would like to plan a total budget of a campaign for 20 days. When you use the total budget, of course, you can spend the total amount in 5 days. And I'm sure this is something that not all of you would like to do. So those were really, really important tips for you guys. I'm sure that you will use it. And just to summarize this webinar, so first and very important, set your goal first before you set your budget. Again, the correlation between the CPI or ROAS goal to the budget should be at least 1 to 5 and not less than $50. Start slow, okay? Do it, optimize, and increase the budget. Do it in gradually. And the last thing, shared budget. If it's possible, use individual budget for better performance. So that was the webinar for today.